It's like oddly quiet right
Yeah.
now.
I don't know now, and I gotta think about how we're gonna. I didn't even think about how I was gonna like introduce us.
I think we should start with like a cheers.
A
to
cheers.
friendship.
A cheers to I'm not good at that. Believe it or okay, I want to say I'm good at with words.
You're good with words.
It's already
been a long
starting.
night.
It's already
Yeah.
starting. It's already starting. So I want to say I'm good with words, but when it comes to like, don't ever ask me to say the prayer. I wouldn't. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus is how it would go. Amen. And
Mary, Joseph, all the disciples.
no, I wouldn't even know. I would just say all the disciples because it's not like I know.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, cheers, amen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's eat. Yeah. So, okay. So cheers to friendship.
Mm-hmm.
How long? Wait.
Very long. It's got to be. We're working on our second decade, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, if not more. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, well, today on Facebook.
Oh, boy.
Today on Facebook, there was a memory that came up right when you wrote something and you said, hi, I'm back. And it was from 2012.
Cringy.
So, I mean, it had to have been.
For sure.
We're like in the 15
We still don't know where either one of us were that we had to announce on Facebook that we were back. Like anyone cared. And I was the only one. Like I think just one of us liked it.
Oh.
And there was like nothing
It was
else.
you.
It was
Yeah.
just,
And I was the rude one.
I
That,
just liked my own post. It's lovely.
Times have changed.
Were
you in Facebook jail? Was that a thing back then?
No. Oh my God. What would I have done? Like 2 May horse pictures?
Yeah, right.
Facebook jail. No, I must have gone somewhere, but and thought that you were missing me. So yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't. I was being a real.
I mean,
bitch.
some things never change.
Well, change is hard.
Yeah, it is.
so cheers.
Cheers.
With our obnoxious.
Friendship.
So
Yeah.
if you're only listening to this, we have huge obnoxious straws in our champagne
Lipstick.
Yeah, I have this like crazy red lipstick on that my daughter hates, and
you always get the truth from a little girl.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That's for sure.
I couldn't do just a regular sip. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So welcome to Cantor Culture.
So excited. I feel like I was there when it was born.
You were.
I was.
You were.
Yeah.
So I am sitting with my bestie, Laura Ann. That's what she goes by on Facebook, so you can find her.
But my high school kids can't. That's
Can't,
what I always said.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So I try to avoid.
Because she's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to be like incognito on the book, on the socials.
On the socials.
Yeah. So I'm just Allie Hubble for anyone to find me. You can find my address. You can come break in. You can do whatever you want. But you're... I
don't think anyone really wants to find me, but no, I've stayed Lauren and now I can't change.
No,
so.
Right. I even think that was your email for a while.
Yeah.
L-A-L.
Yeah. Let's not give away. Do you want to give my password too? Social Security number.
I probably know it because we've been friends so long. I could probably figure it out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you were totally around when Cantor Culture was born. And I was like, hey, listen, I got this idea.
Yeah. And I was like, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And we're doing it.
Yeah.
And I can't even believe it's taken us you'll be like episode 7 or 8 probably to even get you on.
Yeah.
But
I'm not surprised though, because like life,
I know.
I feel like we couldn't be any busier.
No.
It feels like. And I feel like we had good intentions, but it just didn't work out.
No.
But we made it happen tonight.
Well, and then
I got my evening gown and everything.
Right. So, and that's the other thing for people only listening. We look good.
We look good.
Now,
it's how we do.
We're recording this on a Monday night. Our husbands are home with our kids. We don't know how it's going. It might not be going good.
No, it's not my problem.
There might be tears from all parties.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most likely my husband.
But we're sitting here in evening wear.
Yeah.
Drinking champagne.
Out of a straw. Because we're bougie like that.
Yeah, we really are. And, that's like, there are so many people that I know have said that about you and I over the years that we're like, over the top, bougie, have to have this or that. I would actually love people to come in my closet and be able to try and see what's real and what's fake. I bet they can't.
That's the trick, right? You have to, it's a good blend of, a couple nice pieces that you can mix with other things and then a whole lot from Sheen or Shine or
however the kids are saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just mixing it together so it works. Yeah. And hope it's not see-through or like literally just like falls apart.
I know.
Because you and I both do the same thing where like everything we buy, we need to be able to ride in.
Yes.
Yeah. So I always worry about that a bit.
So I used to do that too. Like when I was working a corporate job, like whatever shirt I bought had to be able to go with work pants, jeans for a horse show. Like mostly like work pants and jeans for like a horse show. Yeah. And then I'd have like the junkie t-shirts to wear and stuff too. But you're right. Like I always thought about that. I don't as much anymore because I don't have a corporate job anymore. But now, like,
You're still fancy.
No, I'm so fancy. It's in my blood. I know. Well, that's what. So my husband is a farrier at your barn.
Yep.
And today he was over there and they've said something about me that I'm always like put together and this and that. And if you would have seen me about 2 hours ago, not so much.
Not put together.
And everybody thinks that I'm always so put together.
Yeah, but I was saying, Christy was just asking me this too. And she was like, Hallie's just always so put together. And like, she does it all. I'm like, I'm telling you, she probably has her makeup routine down to like 15 minutes flat. Like that's the thing.
No, but I do have to budget my time.
For sure. Yeah. That's why I feel like I do the same makeup look every day before school. And it's like cathartic to me to just like throw on my face. But yeah, so I think we give this like maybe illusion of having it all together.
Right.
But you know, it works.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, like I really don't.
I totally don't. As you know, because I've confessed to all my sins to you, you know, when I've like been not being a great mom, wife, just trying to get by.
Wait, this is something. Okay. We kind of talked before we pressed record here about what we wanted to talk about. And I actually forgot this is something I want to talk about. Yeah, and it's good. It's really good. What is your most embarrassing thing that has happened at Horseshow?
Oh,
because I actually don't know.
It was just recent. I mean, I'm sure there's so many other embarrassing things, but so I ride in the ranch riding classes, as you know. So I was in.
But you're new. Laura is new to the ranch riding.
Yeah, I'm new to the quarter horse industry in general. Right. This is really only my like 4th show season, I believe,
with the quarter horses.
With quarter horses, yeah.
But she showed Arabians as a kid for years and years and years, like Scottsdale, big time stuff.
Did it?
So
we took a lot of years off, but I got back into it with the quarter horses, and I love it. But
so what happened?
So
I can't wait.
It's embarrassing.
But like, mine's really good. Mine's really
I'm excited. I probably have other ones, but this one was just recent, so it's fresh. So I'm in the ranch rail class, and they brought us in at a trot. So I'm like feeling myself because my horse feels extra good, and I'm like, this is my class. But showing in the Arabians, like that's all I ever did was like rail classes, right? So I feel really confident finding my spot. Like I just really feel good in a rail class. So we're at a trot, right? And they call for the trot, but like I'm thinking they're calling for the extended because that's my gait. So I was like, okay, let's
Here it
go.
Comes.
So I'm hitting it like extended trot. I'm like hand out, and I get a whole way around the ring to my trainer, and she's like, "You're just regular trotting." I extended trotted the whole way
around,
whole way, and like at the end. They excused the class, and I'm like jokingly said to our assistant trainer, Nikki, who I love, and I was like, do you think they noticed? And she was like, no, I think you're good. And I ended up winning it overall. Yeah, I ended up winning the class, and I was like, they just wanted to see a little extra, little fancy. Yeah. I was just giving a taste of what was to come. I think they might have. So I think that's the key. Like it was embarrassing, but you just like laugh at yourself because what are you going to do? Like what are you going to do? It's not the end of the world. It was just a little extra snazziness that we had going on.
Mine is like way worse.
Okay, I want to hear it.
No, this is really bad.
Okay,
and I didn't.
Do I not know
No,
this?
you don't know this. No. All right, so, I've been keeping my horse at home doing this whole, my horse is peeing in the background. Rude. I don't know if anyone can hear this or not.
I think he chose this moment. Are you about to embarrass him too?
No,
with him? Oh, okay.
Actually, and he was but he was along for the ride.
Okay,
but so, all right. So this year I was driving out to the Madness, and by myself, truck and trailer. It's like a 7-hour drive or something from here, and you ready for this is so embarrassing and so vulnerable. But like they're gonna like be like, first of all, this is disgusting, and then second of all, I've been there. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So I'm driving. I'm like, I was in pain in my rear end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like severe pain. I have never in my life, I had a hemorrhoid.
No.
I had a hemorrhoid.
Like just popped up out of nowhere?
Yes. So I'm driving and I'm like, I don't know what is wrong.
Like just super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I couldn't sit. Like it was like shards of glass in my nether region.
And you knew that wasn't the case.
I knew that wasn't the case. Like didn't just sit on glass in the truck all of a sudden. And again, I'm all by myself. So I'm like, all right, I gotta and I'm not super confident with the horse trailer because I wasn't allowed to drive the truck and trailer until I was 35. Not because I had accidents or I'm a bad driver, but because my parents controlled me and I wasn't allowed to drive the truck and trailer until I was 35. So I'm just not super confident in tight areas. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I need to find a Target where I can go in and get some cream or like something, right?
In a big parking lot.
In a
That's
big,
key.
yes.
You don't.
I had to turn around. Like there was not going to be any backing up, or else I was going to drive over a curb. Like this is going to be bad, right? So I get into Ohio and I find this one exit I knew. So I'm like, there's a good Target there. I can like pull in. It's going to be all right? So I'm in the back of the parking lot. I go into Target. I'm like waddling through fucking Target, right? Because I'm like dying, right? So don't you know, in Target, I was like, now what? I got my period.
No, stop.
Yeah. In Target, all of a sudden I was like, how is this happening to me right now? I was acting like oh, am I a teenager?
Yeah.
I like didn't know this
Very
was going to
much.
happen. Like I was completely unprepared. So there I am.
You just needed to pee yourself for the trifecta, really. Don't.
No. It probably should have happened. I didn't, but so I go, waddling through Target, just praying and hoping to God that like I'm not leaking like through my clothing. Also at the same time, any man listening to this is cringing so hard.
They
right
just turned so fast.
They were like, nah, we're out. But any woman is like, we get this. Yeah. So I'm getting pads because I didn't know if my ass was bleeding, what was bleeding. Like there was like a lot of things going on down there. Tampons, like Tux medicated pads, some cream. Like super strength meds, like because so then I'm like, all right, where am I gonna like do this? Like I gotta like drop my pants to the ground. So I'm like, well, I'll do it in the trailer. Well, but it was like 85 freaking degrees outside.
Sweating.
Now I'm sweating.
Now you're sweating.
So I go to the parking lot. I have the door cracked open on the tack room on the horse trailer. Doesn't this couple walk the fuck by with their dog? They're taking their dog for a little stroll and they're like peeking in. I was like,
core memory.
I'm like, so then like I'm like bleeding everywhere. Like, and I couldn't tell where the blood is coming from. It was, so there I am pulling up to the horse show, basically with a diaper on, waddling.
I love your commitment, though. You were like, I'm going to the damn horse show.
And I showed the Huntsy neck.
I bet you did. In your breeches.
In my breeches. Yeah. And I was like,
that's
I
faith.
hope my hemorrhoid does not bleed through the breeches.
You had faith. And whatever you had going on there, you really were just letting the universe provide.
And I didn't even tell my trainers. I just was like, grin and freaking bear it out.
Yeah.
I was
hemorrhoids in a hunter saddle. I can't imagine it's very comfortable. Any saddle, probably.
I didn't even know that, like, I didn't know what a hemorrhoid was. I was like calling my mom. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Was this like post-Ella?
Yeah. This was this year.
Well, you're sharing it so soon. I thought you'd need a little bit more time.
Nah, I'm right. You know what? It's real. It's wrong.
It is.
It's true. It was raw.
Your ass and everything.
It was raw.
It was all raw.
It was so bad. And then I'm like it got to a point where the whole, like, and that horse was long. Yeah. It's like 10 days or something I was there. And I'm like, this has to get better here soon. Like, this is just, and here I am showing up with a big goddamn smile on my face every day.
Because you fake it till you make it. That's the name of the game, horse showing.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. So everyone, there it is. So
that's fine. I mean, mine is benign next to yours. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, Laura, that's so embarrassing. Like, how do you not hear the announcer?
No, actually, I think I've done.
I would like to say it's my first time. It was not. That's the second time that I did that. The same horse show, different horse. Like, I just get so excited for that extended trot. Like, that's like my jam. That's my jam. Like, it feels good, and I know it's a good gait, and I can like get a good spot. You can get a real good spot when everyone else is going slow. You can just like, you feel good. You're like weaving.
Did you wonder why they weren't going as fast?
I didn't even notice. I honestly didn't. I was just like, suckers. I was like, leaving you in the dust. Look at this. Yeah, I didn't. I absolutely did not know. And so
guess they should have done the same.
Exactly. So I think maybe the judges just were like, okay, I don't know. But
they were like, we like your gumption. Yeah,
I was.
Yeah,
I was
they
really,
liked that.
Yeah, overachiever.
Cool.
Yeah,
good for you.
I was good with it. Yeah, but like you really do have to laugh at yourself. I mean, horse showing is if you're not laughing and enjoying, like, what's the point? Because there are so many variables with showing horses. You have to just go with it.
You really do.
Hemorrhoids
and
all. Yeah, you never know. Never know.
I can't believe it. Like,
it's wild.
I mean, I know, like, I've had a series of friends that have showed up to horse shows like hungover or, and they're like puking on the way into the pen. I actually do wish that Lindsay Stevenson was around still because, like, talk about comedic relief.
Oh,
but that girl, she's a badass.
Yeah.
She
wouldn't let a hemorrhoid stop her.
No.
No.
I mean, again, I've seen her like puking, walking into the pen for the showmanship, and she'll whoop our asses and come out and puke again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how?
One of my favorite memories is with Lindsay at your bachelor party. Like, she just did not give a shit.
No.
There was literally like total side note, but we were at, I don't even know, it was a wild night, and some woman had way too much to drink. She was not in our party.
No.
But she like basically didn't even know that there was a step, and she just biffed it so hard, like it was like split her face open.
Yeah.
Our sweet friend Hannah, shout out to Hannah, was like so concerned, is like nursing this woman, and we're all like, it kind of killed our vibe a little bit. We were like, buzzkill.
Yeah.
And I look over,
the paramedics showed up.
The paramedics were there. It was like a whole thing.
Yep.
And you know, Hannah's just like being Hannah and so sweet and nurturing. And I look over, and Lindsay's like sitting under a tree with a bottle of wine that she
and
cracked
a cigarette
in a brown bag, smoking a cigarette. Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world.
None.
It was the best. I was like, all right, Lindsay. She was like, I'm not, she was like,
I know.
Ain't no split open face ruining my night. She didn't give a shit.
But you know what? If you need that girl,
yes, she's there for sure.
Which is she is like so cool. Yeah.
No, she's great.
Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay.
She needs to be, I don't know, that's a wild card if she's a guest.
Oh.
Like, that's a wild card.
I know. Well, now she's in Florida, so she's making this hard on me that I can't,
you need to zoom her in.
Yeah. Well, cheers for Lindsay.
Yeah. Cheers to Lindsay.
Cheers to you, Lindsay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Too funny.
Okay. So we've already gotten like real into it.
We knew this was
real vulnerable. Just little gnats flying around my face and in our champagne protein.
Yeah.
So again, we've been friends for a really long time through a lot of different stages of life. So, and I wanted to talk about that, like, you know, for any like girls that are going through rough relationship stuff or whatever, like, you know, so Laura and I are around the 40-year-old range.
Yeah. It's just a number.
And so obviously have been through a lot of different stages with relationships, whether that's with guys or friends or like all this stuff. So we really wanted to focus a lot of this podcast on relationships.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to talk about the guy relationships at first because, so when we first met, you were engaged and just getting married. And I was dating a guy, and then we ended up getting engaged and married, and this guy was like,
he was something.
I remember I couldn't take it any longer, and I drove to a grocery store, and I called you. And I know Laura had been through some tough times in her marriage, just like, just normal marriage stuff. And like, we had talked about it, and I was like, why didn't you leave? Do you remember what you said to me?
Yeah, exactly. I remember I was driving. I lived in like the middle of nowhere at the time, and I was on the phone with you, and I stopped my car because I knew I was going to lose service, and I knew you needed to hear what I was about to say. And I was like, Al, if you picture your future, is he in it? Because if the answer is no, you know what you need to do. You can't continue to make excuses. You can't continue to think he's going to change. Like, and that's what I feel like. I had normal growing pains. Matt and I have been together forever and a day. And, you know, when you get married, like, shit gets real. And all of a sudden it's like, you know, we're in this. And we definitely went through those growing pains, and but any time that it felt rough, I just thought, this is like my future. And that was the question I asked myself. If I picture my life, do I picture him in it? Like when I'm old on a rocking chair, are we rocking next to each other? And when I knew what your answer was going to be, because I think I came to terms with your divorce before you did, which I feel like is what happens a lot. And as a friend, like, it's not my decision to make, but I knew he wasn't good for you. But like, you know how it is, like, ride or die. You just like, if you love him, I love him.
We'll
here do for what we need to do.
Right, absolutely.
But when you were like, you got quiet, and then you just were like, no. And I was like, do it now. Don't wait a second longer. Life is short. Like, and then I'll never forget too, like, another full moment for me with our friendship that I was so proud of you was like when you met Kyle. I just knew. Like, I knew that was your person. And it was just like a special moment to be like, this is it. And I remember saying to you, like, it was all like, this is how it was supposed to happen. Like, it had to happen this way. And I believe that with a lot of things in life. I don't know if it's faith or it's just like believing that things work out, but sometimes your worst moments, because I feel like that was a low. Super low for you. I think that was the first time I remember in our friendship that you were shooketh.
I was.
You were shooketh. And
it was awful because I remember, so when you said that to me, I was like, I can't even picture myself with him tomorrow.
you did say that. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Like I wanted him gone.
You were done.
Yeah.
You were done.
And so, and I just, and then once like I asked him to leave and it was messy in the fact of like, he just wouldn't sign the divorce.
Yeah.
It was like not a financial thing or whatever, but he just like wouldn't agree to leave. But for no reason, like we both decided we didn't want to be together.
Working.
So it wasn't like, but anyways, but I remember like for the first week, I just couldn't stop crying.
Yes.
Because I was like, and it wasn't that I missed him at all, because I knew the decision I made was the right one. And it wasn't that I was like afraid my life was over or like any of that. It was like I failed.
Yeah.
I felt like I failed like my family. I failed myself. Like I knew that that wasn't like the person I thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I was like 29. So actually, you know what? I'm not going to let my daughter get married until she's 30.
Because,
well, I'll be like this. I'll say, if you want to get married before you're 30, that's on you. But I'll pay for your wedding after 30.
Yeah.
But for me, and I say that jokingly, but for me at 30, I realized who I was and what kind of person I wanted to be. Like in my 20s, I think I just had this like idealization of he was cute, he was fun, he had a good car.
What more do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, when you get closer to 30 and you start thinking about a future and a family, I think that's where Matt and I were too, because I do believe you either like grow together or you grow apart. And so it was that like moment of us being like, okay, but like I want to have a family. And, you know, we had to figure out how to make that work together. And so, to like the young ladies out there, I think two things is, you know, make sure it's the right person, but if it's not, get out.
Get out.
Get out. Don't stay. It's not, you know, life is short and your person is like around the corner.
Around the corner. And that was it. Like, I was like, okay, now what do I do?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm almost 30. I'm divorced already.
You were panicking.
Like, and I'm like, I'm just going to be this like lonely
You're just going to collect points and like,
which isn't bad.
It's not a bad choice. I mean, but Kyle's better than that. So you lucked out, but
I know. Yeah. It just was like such an interesting part in my life, and it really did shape me for like the future. It sure did. And I feel like not that I wanted to go through that, but going through that, I feel like I'm better positioned with my daughter even.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And
that's life, though. Like, you're not going to come out unscathed, right?
No.
Like, there's going to be challenges and things along the way, and you make the best out of it, and you do what you got to do.
And you trot on.
You trot on. Extended trot. You extended trot.
You put that hand up and you go.
You just go. Yeah, full send. Just, you know, take a page out of my book. Even if they just call for the regular trot, just like, hit it.
Hit it.
Do it.
Hit it.
I'm not going to do that at Congress, though.
Okay, good.
Promise.
Yeah, keep your shit together.
I promise. If you're on that live feed watching, you're
am.
like, girl, what are you doing?
Put that hand down.
Hand down. Good. I'm going to listen. Okay. I'm going to listen. But like in my defense, like if we were already at the trot, why did we call for the trot again? We were
right. Yeah, that would have messed with me too. That would have. Yeah.
I was not prepared, but I'm going to be prepared this time. I'll be fine. But but like that, it's cool to reminisce on that. I know that was a rough time in your life, but I think like it's a testament to our friendship too.
Absolutely. And I know like you were the one I went to because I was like, she's going to be honest.
Yeah.
She's not going to feed me a crock of shit and be like, no, it's okay. You know, I knew you would have like that one-liner.
Yeah.
To be like, this is it.
Yeah. One, I think at that moment I knew you were asking because you already knew the answer and you needed soone to confirm that, but
not tell me what to do either.
Yeah. I feel like I've had some conversations with Mama Chris maybe prior to that. And I think we had all like already come to that realization, but we were waiting on you. Yeah. So I felt like when you asked that, I had to be like, this is my time to tell her the truth because she needs that, like, you needed to feel validated.
So everybody needs that friend to like just be honest, but also like kind with them, you know,
make you laugh, keep you humble.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's perfect timing. Go ahead.
So with Allie, I've known her for so long. And like, if you know anything about Allie, you obviously do if you're here, but she's great at everything. She's amazing. She's a go-getter. She's goal-oriented and she's a boss lady. So like, we have to keep her humble sometimes because, you know, so I will always say she might ride better than me. She looks damn good in a dress, but her hands will always be larger than mine.
Okay,
She's
like,
got some hands.
let's
We
just
did this, and then I was like, wait, maybe my hands aren't that small, but there's something about your hands, and I don't know if it's the way you use them
It
or
could be
like
that.
the nails, but they're like, they're large.
Intense.
They're man hands. That's
They
what
are.
I call them.
I know,
Man
I know,
hands,
I know, I
but
know. You know,
they're good. You're good. It's
is it
okay.
better to control a horse?
Maybe. We'll just go with that.
I don't know.
But
Yeah, I'm
so
not really
that's
sure
what I
either.
also,
They are fairly
any
large.
chance I get
Yeah.
to remind you of your man hands, I
Yeah.
really try to
Well, like,
sneak that in once in a while.
I could never borrow your gloves.
No, oh,
or
hell no.
like, you know what I mean? Like so many women's gloves, I have to get a man's gloves.
That's okay.
It's
all right.
I know.
It's fine.
Well,
Could be worse. I mean,
it
if
could
that's
be
all
worse.
I've
It could
got
be
on
worse.
you, that's pretty
Well,
good. that's pretty good.
Thank you.
You're doing okay.
Thank you. I have nothing bad to say about her.
Stop.
Do you know? I seriously, I was trying to think. I'm like, she's gonna pick on me about my hands. What am I gonna pick on her about?
Mike's gonna try.
All right, you're extended trap. Or then you're wearing a sticky bra and it might fall out.
I know. I am concerned. I am concerned because it's getting a little warm in here, and so I don't know if you wear some sticky bras, but when you start sweating, they just will like slide
well,
right
and
off.
some of them they say they're waterproof.
They're not.
No, they're not.
They're not.
No, they're not.
Do you know, I'm having a hard problem with figuring out what I'm wearing to Congress because I sweat. Like, do my girlies out there feel me? I know that in that rail class, they're going to have us extended trotting for like 5 minutes. And all of I'm like holding up all my shirts and trying to figure out what is going to be the least offensive that I'm sweating through. I saw a hack where you can put like the pads on your arm, but that's not my problem. It's my back sweat.
Yeah, same. So actually, one of the designers told me for showmanship, because I said this in like my original, like, should I even be doing this podcast? I said, it could be 40 degrees at Congress.
Oh yeah. Sweating.
Soaked.
Oh yeah.
I will be soaking wet. So with the girl, Rachel Sackrider from Buffalo Rose that made my showmanship outfit, she was like, wear one of those anti-sweat t-shirts underneath.
Okay.
It works.
Okay. Like one of the like Under Armour like wicking.
And I got them on Amazon.
Okay.
And
I'll be ordering that because I leave in like
I would never wear a t-shirt under my clothing in the summer because I'm like, that's too much fabric. Like it's too hot. I would wear like a sports bra and that's it.
Same.
And now I swear by it.
Okay.
It really does work.
I'm gonna try it because like I have
just
a beautiful,
get like a neutral color one so that
I have a pretty like satiny teal, but that thing's gonna the second I start sweating, it's gonna not look good. So but maybe
like
I'll
crusty,
try.
salty.
Ooh, I know. And then I feel like the judges are like, she's working
way too hard.
Yeah, like you're supposed to make it look like we're just like out for, you know, we're just riding on the ranch. And here I am, like buckets of sweat pouring off of me, still trying to make it look like it's easy.
Same. Yeah. I swear, like I probably at the Congress, I think we have to extend a trot up to the judge for the showmanship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up there and they're gonna be like, good morning. I'm gonna be
Are
like,
you all right? Yeah. Give me a minute. A minute. Yeah. Good morning.
Yes, I know.
I hear you.
It is intense.
It's a lot. Yeah, and I think the nerves of showing combined with, like I know they're going to make us work, and rightfully so, because there's going to be great horses in that class, and they're going to have to see who rises to the top, but it's going to take every ounce. And like you want to make it back in the final, but like we go right back in, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to be drenched and like, breathing hard. And even like, I don't know, Christy and Nikki, they ride all day, every day, all these horses, and they do great. And I'm like, I teach high school kids. Like I'm not really doing too much. So
what are the kids saying nowadays, by the way? Like what are some of the words? Give us like 2 words that I should be like,
oh my God. Okay. This is
sus is one, right?
Sus, yeah. Op, which I still don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
No.
If someone's an op,
no.
Like I feel like it's either one of two things. I feel like it's either like someone is like your opponent. So like it's someone, but I actually think an op, because I eavesdrop on my kids' conversations, I think it's someone that like is acting like they're your friend.
But they're not.
And so like they're gonna go back, they're like listening and they're gonna go back as like a secret operation type of thing. I think that's what it is. Kids these days, man, they like abbreviate everything. And I'm like, why don't you just say it?
Say the whole thing.
Why don't you just say the word?
Right.
Because it gets
just
really
like,
confusing.
Keep this a little more communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like nothing teaching high school kids will make you feel real fast. And I've just embraced it now. Now I like talk about things and I'm like, I'm 100, so I don't know what this is like. But even they're like the way they text and communicate, it's a lot. But they're fun though too. They're fun. Okay. And they'll tell you, Della tells you your lipstick, you should see the look on my high school kid's face if I come in wearing something they don't approve of. It's like, what is she wearing? Yeah. Like, oh, they will.
You're like,
Yeah.
it's okay, fine. I know you don't like it.
I'm okay with it.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not here to impress you.
No,
but yeah.
no.
And then I go cry. No, I'm kidding. I'm like, never wearing this again.
They don't like me. I'm not welcome here.
No, it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta have thick skin.
Yeah.
High school kids. Yeah,
okay, so let's talk about thick skin and like the the opponent or like the secret side.
Yeah.
Let's talk about friendships, even in the horse world. Because again, like, okay, so you and I have been friends showing horses for years.
Yeah.
And last year, Laura competed at the Congress. That was your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time. And I, unfortunately, was home watching it on the live feed.
That was sad.
And because they have the Ranch Riders show at such a different time than the All-Arounders. But I'm watching on the live feed, bawling my eyes out. Because I'm going to get emotional. Right now, I'm going to get emotional. Because she, again, showed Arabian saddlebreds, a whole different world. Came in here, stepped into this horse show, one of the biggest horse shows.
Yeah, ever.
I got your name called.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna get
no,
misty.
it was amazing.
Because it was amazing. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. And like, you know what? And again, like, okay, you didn't advertise. You didn't go to all the big shows. You worked hard. You didn't buy a 6-figure horse.
No.
You worked your ass off. You had a goal.
Yep.
And you showed up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think like, I show like 4 or 5 times a year. I don't,
Yep.
I don't show a ton. My daughter's super active into things and we've had health things going on in her life. So I really am selective about where I am and how often I get to show. And, but like, I appreciate, I think as showing as a kid, you think there's always another ribbon around the corner. There's always another trophy. Yeah. And like, I think as an adult, I realize how much goes into how much you sacrifice just to be at that show. And I really like at Congress, call it corny, but I like took it all in and like felt the feels and was like, I'm at Congress. I have a course that's good enough to be at Congress. Here. Like I'm just a high school teacher who shows 4 or 5 times a year, but I work my butt off. And I say to Christy, my trainer, all the time that my 100% looks different than other people's 100%, but it's my 100%.
That's
like I give when I'm at the barn, I'm working,
Yeah.
I'm giving 100%, but it's, you know, compared to someone else's, it might only be 35%, but it's my 100%. So
that is cool.
And it was cool to have that moment with you of like, you were more happy. I think you would have thought you won the class. Like you left me a voicemail message. You were bawling, like, you know, and I think you knew how much it meant to me. You know?
My God, yeah.
Yeah. It was just, it was a big deal. And I wish everyone would have that feeling of like, you know, we all want the trophy. We all, but like the truth is we, you know, well, so many of us go to these big majors and, you know, the vast majority of us leave with nothing. So you have to just be like, you have to be there for the right reasons. And you have to be there because you love the sport and just the
horses and just being around horses. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, like, well, I don't know, you know, the first time I went to the Congress, I was very, very lucky. I came home with a placing in every single class I showed. So that was like, I had the most amazing horse. And we just had such a bond.
I'll cry.
And he was like
that horse. He was
such
the
a good boy.
The reason why I love quarter horses.
He was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Divination was his name.
Yeah,
he was so
Red,
freaking cool.
The best. Yeah.
And but and then like the year after we won the Congress. Oh no, I must have been 2 years after we won the Congress. But like after that, I was like, I'm actually never coming back here because I actually hate that horse show. And for only because the parking sucks.
Oh, geez, yeah.
The practicing sucks. The footing is not ideal. You know, all of those things. And every year though, I go back.
Oh, there's something special about Congress. There is. And even coming from the Arabian world, like I knew what Congress was. We showed there. So I only showed Arabians as like, not only, but I showed as a kid, as a junior rider. When I went off to college, I just rode for fun and didn't compete any longer, but I always knew what the Congress was. Like, and like I said, I showed there. We had a big Arabian show. So it was kind of cool to be back at that show. And it was nostalgic. I called, like, this is so corny, but I called my dad from the warm-up pen after Christy showed Gus, my horse, and did really well. She was in the top 15 in the senior rail, which is wild that I own a horse that's like competing with these amazing animals. And I called my dad and just like we had a moment together where I like thanked him and was like, I realized like how much it, not even like the monetary cost of horse showing, but like the sacrifices you have to make and the stuff like for him to like travel around the country with me. And, you know, I had great horses and amazing childhood. And like I was just like, thank you. And he was so sweet because, you know, he's not a super emotional person, but he was like, it was my privilege. And that like, that stuck with me, that like, I love that. But yeah, I wish everyone could feel that way, you know, because I think sometimes we get caught up in it and, you know, we take this world, we get caught up in the drama. We get caught up in the who's winning what and who's with what trainer. And, you know, we forget that we're just.
Yeah, did you hear who bought what?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And even like looking at the list, like, you know, the who's who is in my ranch class. And like, I know that. And that's great. That's fun.
It is.
That's awesome. I love competing and, you know, it's going to be a good show.
And I actually feel like for the all around stuff too, like there's a lot of all around exhibitors that there's like a really cool camaraderie. And, you know, I think a lot of us, I'm putting myself in that bracket right now.
Absolutely.
No, I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna. But I just feel like there's a lot of us that we are really excited for each other. We really, we're competitive and we want to beat each other. Don't get any of us wrong, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we also we'd love to see each other succeed.
For sure. Yeah.
And like, you and I have talked, everybody gets their chance.
For sure.
Like your chance is coming.
Your chance is coming. You just keep grinding.
And don't sell your saddle.
No, don't. Yeah, right? don't get out. Like keep going. And everyone has their time to shine.
Yep.
I always say that we all get our moment in the sun and it just, you cheer each other on because that's what it's about. So and I think that's hard. Like you and I have talked about this. Maintaining friendships in the horse world is sometimes becomes difficult because you are competing against each other. Right. And we get into this because we're half crazy and because we love to compete. Crazy. Yeah. I've listened to your other podcasts with, you know, the sports psychologist and saying like, you know, what shows confidence more than being like, I'm going to pay a ton of money for you to tell me what I'm not good at.
Right.
Yeah. Tell me where my flaws are. And so, you know, you have to cheer each other on and be here for each other because it's a competitive world, but at the end of the day, we're all just the girls that love horses or and the gentlemen too. Yeah. We all got into this because we love horses. And you have to remember that because it does, like I've just seen, you know, we've seen some drama like where people are not kind. No. And that's a shame because, and it's not just in the horse world.
No,
but
it's everywhere.
It's under a magnifying glass in the horse world because we're a small community.
Yes, agreed.
So I think that's what ends up happening.
And I think sometimes the narrative about people, like I know for me, I think there was a narrative about me with a certain group of people that I don't even know how that narrative came up. Like I literally, like, you know, we were kids and we played Whisper Down the Alley and it would start as a certain way and you get to the end and you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel because I'm like, I don't even know how this could have come to be. And if somebody would have just literally come to me and been like, hey, what's going on? I would have been like, no, you know. Well, so, and that's where like some of the relationships I feel like I don't know, you know, my mom always raised me that treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I do try and do that. And I, you know, obviously I'm not perfect and like things happen and I know that, but I do really try to do that. Like if somebody comes to me with something and they're angry with me, I still want to like treat them with some kindness because like, let's just figure this out nicely. You know, like I am so bad at confrontation.
Yeah. But communication is the key. And you're right. When people start a narrative, you know, there's a breakdown in communication.
Oh yeah.
And then it becomes uncomfortable.
Right.
So, but my thing, and you and I have talked about this, like we have been friends for so long. We are ride or die friends. Yeah. And I believe in that. My circle has gotten smaller as I've gotten older. Right. And I feel like there ain't anyone saying anything bad about you at my table. And that's the thing. Like I don't play that. Right. So like if it didn't come directly from you, I'm not feeding into that. And I think it's a shame when you have friends that you think are your friends that end up, you know, believing something without coming to you first. Like that, I just don't roll like that. Yes. And so, and also I read this thing about like, you know, if someone came to talk to you about something, I don't like even if you stood up for me, the fact that they felt comfortable to come talk bad about you.
Right.
That says something.
That does say something. I agree.
So that, you know, I don't play that game.
No,
so,
I agree. And I think that does come with age.
It does.
You know, I think like when you're younger, you just kind of like, oh, you know, okay.
Everyone,
like,
you want to be friends with everyone and like the cool kids and, you know, but that's at the end of the day, you have to have your tribe and your people that you can really, I mean, I've been through some shit. Yes. So like you have to have your people that you can lean on and you know we're going to be there.
And you know, and I want to talk about that. And again, we can edit this if you want me to, but I have to say that, you know, we're talking about people and just like how you should treat people. There's a bug in my champagne right now. It's okay. Oh, it flew out. It's okay. It's good. It's cool. It's cool. So we're talking about different types of people and how they handle different situations. Laura has been through actually a lot of awful things. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Okay. And I will just say, at a very young age, her mother passed away. And then, just a couple of years ago, her daughter was diagnosed with a really, really scary leukemia diagnosis. And Laura's not a dick. And I don't care who, here it goes again. Here come the waterworks again. But I don't care what has happened to you. You know, Zeus is interested also in this conversation too.
She's not a dick. He loves me.
Yeah, he does. But it's, you know, people can't just act like assholes because something bad happened to them one time. Because you still smile. And you had a lot of shit happen to you in your life.
Life is good.
And I feel like there's a third thing that I'm actually forgetting. But because like I feel like you've had your 3, so you're good now. But
I hope so.
I hope so too. But I just like, I can't believe so many people hold these like traumas or these triggers and they can't get past it.
No. It's sad. I think about that a lot. Like, and thank you for saying that. I think life is about choices, and you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. And life is so incredibly short. And I learned that now twice, you know, the loss of my mother at a young age, and then, you know, looking at mortality in its face with my young child. And I feel like I could have been so bitter. I could have used the excuse of being like, woe is me. But you know what? Someone always has it worse. Someone always has it worse. And I just choose to be happy. And that's why, and I guess that's why when I stood in Congress, I just took it all in and was like, what a privilege.
It is.
What a privilege to be here and to be able to do this. And I think we know people like that in our lives that are not kind, and they use their struggles as an excuse to be mean. And I think that, you know, that makes me sad for them.
Right.
It really does. Like, I'm not even mad at you, boo. I'm sad for you.
Right.
I'm sad for you.
You
that
can't get
you
out of
are,
your own mess. I know.
That you are that miserable in your life, in a beautiful life. Like, and that's the thing. Like, there are people that have very little and are still happy.
I know. You're
so
right.
you can be happy. You can choose to be happy. And so it's a sad day to see people that are choosing to be miserable. But I just say, you know, whether it's faith or, you know, pray for you or hope that you figure it out, because life is short. It's like this. It changes so quickly. And so, it's a choice. It's all about choices.
It really is.
Right?
It really is. And that's it. So I definitely wanted people to hear that from you, because it's not even like you had like little like blips in the road. They were like major ditches. I don't even know, like mountains and ditches. So, and you still show up smiling all the time.
Yeah, I think we're always faced in life with whatever it is, whether it's a divorce or the loss of someone. But we come to this like crossroad. And like you really get to choose which path you're going to take. And you know, it's not too late to. If you're a miserable person, you get to choose to not be a miserable person.
That's really true.
So like
That's true.
We kind of talked about this previously. Like I'm over making excuses for people too. Like I just, you know, steer clear. That's if that's what you're choosing with your life, that's great. But I'm not taking in that toxicity because I know what a bad day looks like.
Yes.
And, you know, anything short of that is a good day.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. So I just don't want to be around people like that anymore. And like we were saying, like my circle's gotten smaller. And, you know, you never know what someone's going through. So you just hope that, you know, they figure it out and they find their happiness. And it doesn't come at the expense of someone else. Because we see so much of that too. Like tearing down of people to make yourself feel
better.
It's just really sad to watch that you have that much darkness in your heart that you feel in order for you to be in a good place, everyone has to be like on fire around you. It's just, it's not good.
It's uncomfortable. And I feel like that is like so much wasted energy.
Oh, for sure.
And even like, I feel like people should even like talk to someone like Dawn, the equine communicator.
Yeah, I love her.
Because she talks about purple thoughts and like just like positivity and like keeping like the positive vibes. And like it really, again, like as a kid, I would have been like, oh my God, this is just a crock of bullshit.
I know.
But to be honest, like it is true. Like I feel like you just need to channel that positive energy and it just helps. It really does help. I don't know. All right, I'm going to turn this around.
All right, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to turn this
Let's go.
around.
You need to drink more.
I know, because I'm too
confused.
busy like freaking talking.
Yeah,
I know,
this is typical of you.
This is typical.
This is typical of us. We knew right away when you said about the podcast, I was like, we gotta, like, I'm not one that wants to be on a podcast, but I was like, we have a banter and
we
just
do.
like so much of life.
It's probably been going on for like a solid hour.
It's easy
at this point
for us
already.
to just chitty chat. I feel like my husband is always like, "No, you're on the phone with Alex." I'm like bopping around my house, just having a good old conversation.
Yeah, and it just keeps going and going. It's so good. Well, again, like nobody's called into my trot line.
What the hell?
Actually, I haven't checked it in a couple of days, but
there lies the problem.
There lies that problem.
I think we should take live calls. I think
I would do
I guess
it.
That would be hard because you're video.
People
never
don't know
mind.
when
That's dumb. I can't do that. But yeah, that's what I was thinking now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go live one time now.
I would do it.
And when I say we, I mean you.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
You're going to call in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like, tell us the hemorrhoid story.
Yeah. Live.
Can't edit it now. The whole thing.
All
the details. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a good one. It is a good one. Is there anything else? I don't think so. We can do this again.
We covered so much.
We did cover so much, but we can do this again.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't know, even like a part of this might turn into like a Friend Friday.
We talked about Friend Friday.
Yeah.
It's Monday, but you know, we had all intentions and then you had to go have a little medical emergency.
Issue.
Yeah. So and I was like really concerned about that. I was like, well, what about the podcast? I'm just kidding.
I actually thought about it.
And I was like, I can do
it.
Yeah. Yeah. With your big ass bandage on your head.
I know.
It was not good.
It was cute.
Yeah, it was not cute.
It was cute.
No. I told her, she sent me a picture with your bandage on, and I was like, you better bedazzle that before you're seen in public. She was like, I already took it off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It didn't last long.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, Friend Friday. I love
Friend
that.
Friday could be very fun.
Just cheers to friendship.
Yeah.
Cheers to
friendship.
Let's make some more memories. Another 50 years.
Another
Let's do
50 years.
Can we still wear gowns?
Wait a yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we better stop while you're ahead or we're going to get in trouble here. All right. Cheers. Thank you for being the best friend ever. And I adore you. And I'm so proud of you. Canner culture, man.
Yeah.
Another dream come true. I love it.
Oh my gosh. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get famous from this, but like.
You're famous to me.
There's some things.
Yeah.
But it's still something fun to do.
Absolutely. This is fun.
All right. Go home.
Let's finish this.
Yeah, right. We should. I know. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.